The Airgun Advisor is brought to you today by Airguns of Arizona, High Pressure Pneumatics, Hot Sun USA, and Rapid Airworks. You'll find more information in the comments down below. Welcome back to the Airgun Advisor. Today we are going to be taking a look at both the URAGAN 3 shooting slugs and the ECHOGONG targets behind me. Now, if you want to see the URAGAN 3 shooting right out of the box, I've got another video here. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link for that right up here. You're going to want to check that out. We'll be shooting it at 100 yards. Today we're shooting slugs at 50. Super windy out here, so I don't imagine I'm going to get really good groups at 100. But the other thing I want to take a look at are these ECHOGONG targets, because they are a lot of fun to shoot, super durable. And when I say durable, the one that's right here over my right shoulder, well, that one's been out here on the range, experiencing all the rain, snow, sleet, wind, whatever. And it's been out here for almost a year at this point. Matter of fact, if you go back and take a look, I did some testing with it in some earlier videos. But the guys at ECHOGONG Target really wanted me to check out the circle target and also the smaller stop sign above my left shoulder here. They want to see and let you guys know how they sound at 50 yards, and also if they have any different tonations or anything like that. And this really kind of give an opportunity to test them out and see if they can withstand some airgun slugs, which I'm pretty sure they can, because the one behind me, well, it's been shot over 100 times with some 50 caliber muzzle loaders that are down here at the range. But one of the things that the features that I really want to mention about these targets is the fact that if you can look behind me, you can see where they are cut. And those cuts make this target really, really loud. And those cuts also give you a nice aim point if you're trying to shoot for groups. Now, when you're shooting for groups, remember you're going to use a different aim point from your impact point. So having those little corners in there where those cuts are makes a great aim point. And then, of course, your impact point is going to be just a little bit off that. You're going to get a nice tone each and every time you hit that target. Enough talking about them. Let's go ahead and try some slugs out here and just see how these things really sound at 50 yards. Let's get down to the bench and do this. All right, let's go ahead and get our chronograph rolling here. This is the rangefinder chronograph by Athlon. I've found it to be very, very useful, especially when trying to do some testing and preparing for, well, different events and so forth, like Pyramid Air Cup that's coming up here very shortly. But let's go ahead and set this up. It's probably the least expensive of all the chronographs out there too, which is nice considering all the features that it has. Go ahead and do a quick session here. Pick Airgun. There we go. Now, we're going to start out with the Altros 50 grain slugs. These are a very nice slug. A lot of people shoot them. Kind of a specialty item, I want to say. Maybe a little more expensive than some, but you're going to see, I think, that the accuracy is really pretty good. I'll get a 5-shot group down there, and then we'll also try out the other targets so we can get an idea of how they sound. All right, now this magazine holds 11 shots. Comes with 2 of them if you're looking at the URAGAN 3. Been pretty impressed with this air gun so far. All right. Go ahead and load this up. All right, 50 grain slugs. Let's go ahead and shoot the center target there. We'll get a nice little group going, kind of see how these fare. There we go. Make sure the camera's rolling. All right. Should be pretty good. Go ahead and get that little 5-shot group going for us at their 50 yards. Go ahead. Now, I mentioned earlier you can aim for those little points there, and that's where those corners are. Now, my scope is dead on, so I'm going to move it off just a little bit. Now, this should hit kind of close to the center. So I'll use that corner there as my aim point. So you see how it went just to the left of that. It's exactly what I wanted. Not bad. Not bad. I've seen better groups, but still not too bad. Let's go ahead. I want to try shooting. Let's go ahead. Let's try this other ring out here. See if it makes a different sound too. You can tell it does have, it definitely has a different ring. We'll go ahead and move one more out. We'll go ahead and do the last one. I use that corner there. Ooh, the wind's picked up a lot. So you can tell each one of those kind of has a different tone to it. Let's go ahead and shoot the railroad crossing sign. Now, if you notice, this one doesn't have all those corners, at least not as many as I mentioned earlier. It does have some right there at the center. I'm going to use this one. Sounds very similar to the octagon target down there I've been shooting all along. And let's go ahead and hit that stop sign now. There it is. This is a great one for the backyard because it's nice and small. Ooh, that sounds just a little bit higher pitch. I kind of like that one, actually. See if I got another pellet. We're going to try this outside ring. Yeah, that sounds different too. I like that. I like that. Let's go ahead, switch up the slugs. We're going to go ahead this time and try... Oh, let's go ahead and do these knockout slugs. Now, these are the 33.49 grain slugs. We'll get a nice little group down there, and then we'll see how those targets sound. Let's go ahead and group on, let's group on that railroad crossing sign. I haven't really shot that much. I do like those stencils out there, but I'm not going to stencil them up each and every time. Too much effort in my mind. Lots of places to aim points up there without it. That's kind of nice. It looks good. Looks good at the range. All right, there we go. Got 11 shots in there. These knockout slugs. Go ahead. I'm going to shoot group over here on the... Let's go ahead and do the railroad target sign. If you're wondering why I'm pumping up, this is the rear rest by Ryan Cheney. I did a whole review on it. I'll leave a link for that up here if you want to check that out. This is awesome for bench rest. Really helped me with stability. I can't speak highly enough about it, especially for the price point. Are there things that might be more stable, like if you got something up front, all aluminum or all brass type of thing? Yeah, of course. But for the price point, this thing is rock solid. All right, so let's go ahead. There's an aim point right there. I'll use that. Ooh. These things must be flying a little bit faster. In fact, these are going about 1,000 feet per second. That's smoking. And that's in comparison to the Altros. The Altros are about 100 or 850 feet per second, just to kind of give you an idea. But not grouping as well. There's a 5-shot group. Let's go ahead. Let's do a little 5-shot group over there on the stop sign too. I've got plenty of pellets. Or slugs. So used to saying pellets. Let's go ahead. I know it's hitting pretty high, so I'll aim at this little point down here. Ooh. I do like that stop sign. The smaller target just has a really good ring to it. Ooh, I don't know what happened there. Nice. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and change this up. I think I got one more shot in there. Yeah, we'll put it back in. All right, did the knockouts. Let's go for this rifle series. Now, I haven't heard a whole lot about these, so I figured I'd give them a try. This is the light version. These are 34 grains. Now, I'm looking at my chronograph data here. I think they're starting to slow down a little bit. I think after I fill this up, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick fill, and then we'll come back to shooting groups here in just a minute. All right, fresh fill. Now these are, like I said, the rifle series slugs. Get a nice group of 5 down there. We'll start, let's go ahead, we'll move over back to the center target there, the octagon target. Old Faithful, as I like to call it. Go ahead and zoom down. All right, let's get a new aim point down here. Let's go, we'll just go down here a little bit so you can see there's a corner. I'm going to use that as my aim point again. Now you should start to see this tighten up a little bit. And one thing that you would want to do back home is shoot a couple rounds to kind of re-lead the barrel. The lead mixture for all these different slugs is going to be just a slight bit off from one another. And if you re-lead the barrel, you're going to get your best results. But for today, I'm just out here kind of having fun, testing these targets out, enjoying the experience. There's that 6 shots, I want to say. Let's move over to the circle target, see how that sounds. Yeah, we use the bottom, right there in the R, I should say. See, there's another little light poking through. Light that up. Ooh, that sounded good. I like that. Now we're hitting about 976 feet per second on these rifle slugs. I think I got one more in here. I'm gonna hit that stop sign just so we can kind of get a sound. See how it sounds. Let's try to hit on the outside over here. Woo! Just nicked it. Sounded good. All right. And oh, I got one more shot. Let's not waste it. Let's not waste it. Let's see. Ooh, that sounded good too. Like it. All right. Finally, these H&N slugs. Now, I mentioned this earlier. If you really want to see the Airgun 3 and all that it can do, go check out the video I did earlier. It's super impressive. Today I'm just kind of out here messing around, but it is a very, very nice air gun. Talon Tune sells them if you're looking for them. Again, these ECHOGONG Targets, the only place you can get them that I know of is from their website, and I'll leave a link down below. It's not an affiliate link. I'm just leaving it there, A, because, well, they sent me some targets, and B, because I really like them. I would encourage you to give them a shot. All right, let's do the group on, we'll hit that railroad target again. Let me go onto the left side of that. You can see I'll dial it in right there in the R. Matter of fact, let's go down to the white spot R, so it's a little easier to see. Now these are hitting 934, so these are definitely a little heavier than the other ones. bad little group. Especially for how windy it is out there. Not as good as the Ultras. I want to be interested to see how those do at 100 yards on a nice calm day. Let's go ahead and do 5 more on the Octagon target down there. See if we can kind of get an idea, compare some different groups here. Hate it when I do that. I don't want to double load, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot this one off. All right. Okay, it's tightening up a little bit. That may have to do with the reletting of the barrel. I spoke about that earlier. I mean, that's definitely tighter than what we had going on over on the other target. Whew. Open up this a little bit. And that's all I got. Guys, those ECHOGONG targets down there are absolutely awesome. And if you like getting out in your backyard, you have a nice range like this, and you can shoot them and enjoy the ting noise all the way from 100 yards to 200 yards with even like the 177 like I mentioned earlier. Go check those out. ECHOGONG target, guys. Hey, until next time, I hope you guys enjoy that. And until next time, make sure this trigger pull stays smooth. Go out there, have some fun, enjoy the outdoors, and we'll see you right here again next time on the Airgun Advisor.